Good evening, sir.
So, Leheri, just brief us about yourself. Tell us something about yourself.
Okay, sir. As you know already, my name is LEHERI. I'm from Kakinada, Andhra Pradesh. I am recently qualified cost accountant. I did my bachelor's of BCom from Sanjeev Degree College, Kakinada, and I did my intermediate in MEC in Kendriya Vidyalaya, Vizag, and I did my schooling in Ashram Public School, Kakinada. My father is a stockbroker and my mother is a housewife. I like to travel a lot. Whenever I get a chance, I'd like to travel. And I'm a very enthusiastic person and curious about few things. If I get curious, I tend to research about things. That's it about me, sir.
So, what about your work ex, Leheri? What have you done for your work experience?
Actually, I worked with one of the trading kind of a company. It's actually it's not totally manufacturing company. It's not a totally trading company. It's in between. Like they have one process. They'll do only one process within them. So it's similar to a trading company. I did 6 months there. So actually, I didn't think of doing 6 months there. I started and I continued to work there. There I learned about e-invoicing and about how the processes, like how the business processes work, like what are the internal controls, how the business runs and all. And I used to prepare monthly end statements of all the expenses which happen there. And I used to coordinate with the datas, about the collection of the datas and all. Yes, sir.
Okay. So tell me about your strengths, Leheri. What are your strengths?
My strengths, so first one is if I want to do something, even it's difficult, I find my ways to do it. I think it's one of the biggest thing. I believe that if you have will, you will.
Can you give me an example for that?
So actually in the Corona time, my father didn't allow me to go to a work experience or kind of thing. So I contacted my friends, learned about what they are doing and where are the opportunities for me. Even this work experience, my father didn't allow me. So I convinced my father somehow. Actually, sorry for the disturbance, my voice got stuck from.
That's okay.
So I somehow convinced my father to do for at least 2 to 3 months. Then slowly I convinced my father to stay longer there.
Okay.
So to get a better exposure of business, but I didn't think I learned much, but I learned something more about business than more about my profession, how the business runs in general.
Okay. Ji ma'am.
Okay. So, Larry,
Yes,
just you shared that during your work experience, you learned about the internal controls and all. Am I right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, as far as internal controls are concerned, my question from you that tell me 3 internal controls by which you can better up the working capital of the company.
3 internal controls.
Yeah.
Ma'am, the collection of data is one of the important, like internal. Okay, wait. Can I take a minute, ma'am? Collection of cash is one of the internal control, like in like whether they are collecting the cash properly or not.
Okay.
An internal control towards the cash in a business is very important because the cash flows plays a main part of the working capital, right? So the collection of cash and having an internal control there. As far as in my work experience, we used to do calls for the datas frequently. We only allowed a period of 15 days. So if the 15 days crosses, the mismanagement of money takes place and it costs a lot to the company. So the cash thing and the stock access to the people, so that no fraud happens. So that the stock will be protected and maintained well near the stock controls. That's all, ma'am. I'm not able to recall anything.
Okay. What is the GSTR 6.4?
GSTR 6.4.
What is the purpose of GSTR 6?
Sorry, ma'am, I'm not able to recall right.
No issue, no issues. Okay. What do you understand by the term bill of supply?
It's a proof that, like, it's an invoice kind of a thing, which is proof that we are supplying goods to the customer. Bill of supply.
Okay. Anything else? Would you like to tell me about the bill of supply?
Yes, ma'am. Bill of supply is usually issued in case of exports also, I think, right? Because we need to issue bill of supply because while we are exporting, we'll issue bill of supply if I'm not wrong.
What is the zero rated supply?
Zero rated supplies are the supplies which are made to other countries or to the SEZs units where the rate of tax is zero.
Okay, okay. What is your opinion that how GST contributed towards the economy of India?
GST contribution to the economy. It helped, actually. It made more awareness, like many people got registered because of the GST and they got input, right? So we know how the money flows, like how where are the businesses located and how actually the money flows in the
What
business.
was the main purpose of introducing GST?
To avoid double taxation, so to avoid double taxation and to have more registrations and to collect more tax and to give proper input to the business people, so that it kinds of encourages the business people. So, and it actually has a good impact on the economy, ma'am, because GST helped people ease their business, because before they used to comply with various taxations, like they used to know more of taxes and they have to comply more of things. Because of GST, they only need to comply indirect tax of GST. So it had a little bit of ease in business. So it helped them concentrate more on business and less on taxation and compliances and all. And also, there is one thing I read about the GST compensation says, and how the manufacturing states are suffering a little bit. So that is the only thing I think GST is lacking right now. Besides that, GST is a very good thing.
Okay.
Okay, Larry. I am just looking for your CV. You have done your intern's experience
Yes, sir.
from Sridas Roofing Industry.
Yes, sir.
Please tell us about this company, in which product or which service it is dealing with, and what kind of work you have experienced here.
So the roofing industry which I worked in deals with the steel roofs. So they are a VSL steel dealer, JSW steel they are. So they actually import the steel coils from the company, from Vijayawada, and they have a small machinery kind of thing where they insert the coil and they strengthen the sheet like steel, so that the roofs. That is the only process there. Mainly they do that. They supply to mainly manufacturing company, supply to the dealers and all.
How much the turnover of the previous year of this company?
It's 30 crores. Because of the value, steel is more. The turnover is more.
Okay, in audited balance sheet, what is the turnover of previous year?
30 crores, sir.
30 crore. So please tell us, is this company is required to maintain cost record as per CRA rules?
No, sir.
Why so?
Company should be more than 35 crores and more. So
in which rule this limit is mentioned in the CRA rule?
In rule 3, if I'm not wrong, sir. I am thinking.
In how many? Very good. Next question is that you have prepared some reconciliation statement here.
Yes, sir. Bank reconciliation statements we do, and also we do the statements of expenses.
I am just asking you that why we need to prepare reconciliation statement. What is the objective behind it?
So, to know why there is a indifference in the balances kind of thing, to know or to know where the differences occur, so that whether they are because of our not knowing, or because it's of the fraud.
Difference in what?
Difference in bank, if I take for example banks, so if I take bank, if there is a difference between the bank passbook balance and the cash book balance, why the difference occurred? Is it because
Okay.
we missed some kind of an entry? To know and have an overall control over it, we make reconciliation statements, I think.
Okay. My next question is that there is the two concept in the financial accounting. One is the capital expenditure. One is the revenue expenditure.
Yes, sir.
What is the basic difference and why we need to bifurcate the transaction in two types?
So the revenue expenditure is generally done for the operations of the company.
Okay.
The capital expenditure is done to get some kind of an equipment which is used in the long run of the company.
Okay.
In the long run of the company. So if we charge that capital expenditure in 1 year, it will have a huge impact, because it is not only used for 1 year. Because we have the principles like kind of going concern and matching concept, right? So
Okay.
the capital expenditure which has happened should be spread throughout the year's usage of the life. So it is treated differently, and the revenue expenditure which is done is only for the year. So we have to treat it differently.
Okay. My last question. After that, Akhilesh sir will ask a question from you.
Sir.
If we do not follow going concern concept,
Yes, sir.
then what will happen what will be the impact on our financial statement if we are not following going concern concept?
So if we're not following, then we'll be charging everything to the. It is like a short-term business. Like, it has a very less lifespan. All the things we can't get a fully optimization of everything in the 1 year kind of a thing, because business is meant to run for a long run.
Okay. Thank you, Akhilesh sir.
Okay, thank you, Poonia sir. LEHERI,
Yes, sir.
good evening.
Good evening, sir.
हाँ जी. So then what will be the entry for bad debt recovered?
Cash account debit to bad debt recovered account.
Okay, and why BRS is prepared?
So to know the differences, why we have and the bank balance and the passbook balance and the cash book balance, why they are entirely, where we are missing the amount kind of thing, why we didn't have it.
Okay, I am giving you a situation.
Yes, sir.
You can write in a notebook.
Yes, sir.
Okay, there is balance as per cash book. It is 1 lakh.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and there is an adjustment for interest credited by bank,
Yeah.
not yet recorded in the cash book. It is 2000. So what will be the balance as per passbook?
1,02,000, sir.
1,02,000. Okay. And what is IRR?
It's the earning rate of return of the cash flow, sir. It's a internal rate of return, which is actually the earning rate of how much we are earning throughout the period of the cash flows. Because the NPV is 0.
Okay. What is NPV?
Net present value of all the it is the full form is net present value. It means that the cash flow, cash inflows, cash outflows minus cash inflows.
Okay. What is outstanding expenses?
Outstanding expenses. So from where we got the service, or where we spend but we still have to pay.
Okay. Outstanding expenses is liability or asset?
Liability, sir. We have to still pay liability.
Okay. And accrued income?
Accrued income is something which we provide a services for, but we didn't get the revenue. So it is an asset.
It is an asset. Okay. What is the difference between accrual system and cash system?
Accrual system accounts whether the cash received or not. If it is related to that particular accounting period, it will be recorded. But in cash system, only when the cash is received, the accounts will be recorded. The transactions will be recorded.
Okay, Larry. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, Leheri, you said that you travel a lot. So,
Yes, sir.
tell me one recent visit where you have traveled and what was the main learnings, what you got from traveling? What did you learn over there?
Actually, I traveled to Coorg last 2 months before.
Travel to?
Coorg, sir. Bangalore, in Bangalore.
Okay, ठीक है,
Karnataka, sorry.
ठीक है.
So I visited Talakaveri there. It is the birthplace of Kaveri. And from Coorg, my learnings were like, it's a hill station, sir. It's a very good place. So it's a very peaceful place. If you want to have a very good like peace of mind, and if you want to have a break from everything and have nice connection to the nature and get a new perspective of yourself, it's a very good to visit. And my learnings were
What perspective did you get for yourself? From there?
Actually, after a hectic thing, I went there. So not to be too hard on myself was the receiving I got when I went there. I always be like, I set unrealistic goals and I always disappointed I don't achieve them. So after going there, I cleared my mind. Okay, it's fine. Don't be so hard on yourself. Believe a little bit. And
Okay. And Leheri, you have also written in your resume that you have taken part in inter-school elocution extempore competitions. So I'll just give you an extempore topic right now.
yes, sir.
And let's see how do you perform. Okay.
Yes.
So the topic is very simple. Topic is black.
Black. Black is one of my favorite color. It actually absorbs or like it actually absorbs everything. Like white reflects everything, black absorbs everything. Black and white combination is one of the goodest. Like it's a classy combination. Black is also a sign of unsatisfaction. It is seen as a sign of unsatisfaction or disappointment, kind of something which is disturbing, kind of a thing, like which is not a peaceful. It doesn't give a peaceful image. It gives a reverse to the peace image. So black and.
Okay, thank you. You did well. Okay, yeah. Any other questions?
Yeah, so one last question from my side, Larry, for you. If you get a chance to change something within you, what it would be?
Ma'am, to follow a schedule, kind of a thing. I actually want to follow like I'm right now. I'm not able to follow a schedule, like a routine kind of a thing in my life. I want to have a good kind of a routine and consistency. Like I started workout since 2 years. For three months I do. After that 2 months I'll not do. So the consistency and following of schedule to be more disciplined in it. I would change that.
Okay.
Okay, Larry. I will ask two rapid fire round for 2-3 questions. You have to opt one option. After that, we will give you the feedback.
Yes, sir.
Team member or team leader?
First, it be a team member, then team leader, sir.
Okay. Job timing, day shift or night shift?
Day shift, sir.
Day shift.
Preferably.
Okay. And last question. Male team leader or female team leader?
No difference, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Start with you, Akhilesh sir.
हाँ जी सर. नहीं, मेरे सारे क्वेश्चंस का परफेक्टली आंसर दिया था लहरी ने और बहुत ही कॉन्फिडेंटली दिया था. तो मेरी तरफ से तो हाँ डन है. हाँ जी, निपुण सर.
So Leheri, overall very good, very confidently you have answered all the questions. बहुत अच्छे से बोला है. And जो आपने HR questions भी बोले हैं वो सही है. बस मुझे एक चीज जो आप में लगी इम्प्रूवमेंट, थोड़ा सा मुझे लगा वर्क एक्स इतना ही है और कुछ नहीं है तुम्हारा किया?
No, sir. I actually took an exemption. I convinced my father to work for 2 months. So
वर्क एक्स में मुझे थोड़ा सा कम लगा. बाकी ठीक है, जो आपको हम वर्क एक्स में से हमने आपको जैसे टर्नओवर और सर ने क्वेश्चन पूछे वो आपने आंसर करे हैं, तो दैट इज प्रीटी गुड. बस वो वर्क एक्स वाला जो तुम्हारे रेज्यूमे में है ना, उसको थोड़ा पॉइंट वाइज
2-3 पॉइंट्स है ना, उसको
तुमने एक साथ लिख दिया है, व्हिच डजंट लुक गुड. ठीक
Okay,
है?
sir, I'll do it.
हाँ, तो वो एक चीज है. बाकी आई गेस ओवरऑल इट वाज क्वाइट गुड. ठीक
Yes,
है,
sir.
तो मुझे ज्यादा देखे एक्सटेम्पोर भी तुम आराम से बोल लिए, मैंने पूछा तो मैं, इट वाज गुड. ठीक है, व्हेनेवर स्ट्रेंथ्स क्वेश्चंस आर बीइंग आस्क्ड, ठीक
Yes,
है,
sir.
उसके साथ ऑटोमेटिकली तुम
Evidence.
सब्सटैंशियल एविडेंस दीजिए. ये अपन ने सेशन में बात करी, अगर आपने रिकॉर्डिंग्स देखी होगी तो,
Yes, sir.
है ना, तो वो चीज पे बस ध्यान रखो. वो तुमने नहीं किया जो मैंने फिर क्रॉस क्वेश्चन.
Yes, sir.
दैट्स ओके.
Thank you, sir.
Sonal ma'am.
Yeah. So Larry, from my side, there is some answers are not exact accurate, which I was asked to you. The first question is the internal control for the better of the working
Working
capital.
capital.
Like the cash management, the stock management, and the data management. Very crisp and clear answers. Okay, if I want to extend it, I would ask you ki bhai, how you will manage the stock for better of the working capital. So do it like this. GSTR 6 for return of the input service distributor. And the bill of supply. Bill of supply is just like GST invoice. Only difference is that bill of supply doesn't contain the GST component. That's it. So a bit focus on the indirect taxation domain because IDT questions are frequently asked during the interviews. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Rest is fine. Your communication, your pace, your body language is good. Your confidence level is good. But because indirect taxation is very crucial part for CMAs at the time of interview, so just brush up the questions we have given are the CRT program. You just brush up, you just go through it, revise it. That's it. That is more than enough.
Okay, Larry, from my point of view, there is the two negative point. One is जब आपको आंसर नहीं आता है तो आप बोलते हैं समथिंग लाइक राइट. जब मैंने आपसे पूछा कि गोइंग कंसर्न कंसेप्ट क्या है, आपने बताया कि इट इज लाइक ए शॉर्ट टर्म बिजनेस, राइट. तो मतलब ये जो राइट वर्ड बोल रहे हैं, मतलब आप अपने आप को ही करेक्ट कर रहे हैं. ये थोड़ा सा एक नेगेटिव पॉइंट था. दूसरा नेगेटिव पॉइंट ये था कि जब आप थोड़े से क्वेश्चन आंसर नहीं आता तो थोड़े से आप ना नर्वस हो जाते हैं. या तो उस टाइम पे आप टाइम मांग लीजिए, लेट मी गिव सम 2-5 सेकंड, या फिर आप उस आंसर को स्किप कर दीजिए कि मुझे नहीं आता है ये. उसमें डोंट ट्राई टू गेस. जब अपने को पता नहीं होता तो गैस नहीं मारने का है. और जो पॉजिटिव पॉइंट थे वो मुझे लगा आपका कॉन्फिडेंस, कम्युनिकेशन स्किल्स, और जो टेक्निकल मैंने आपसे पूछा ना, दैट वाज अप टू द मार्क. देयर इज नो नेगेटिव पॉइंट इन दैट. सो फ्रॉम माय पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू 3 में 3 पॉजिटिव पॉइंट, 2 नेगेटिव पॉइंट है. इनको नेगेटिव पॉइंट जो है वो बिल्कुल माइनर से लैंग्वेज प्रॉब्लम है. सो फ्रॉम माय पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू यू आर सिलेक्टेड. कांग्रेचुलेशंस.
Thank you, sir.
Congratulations, Larry.
Sure.
Okay, thank you. Bye bye.
Any
So-
query from your
Yeah,
side, Larry?
So actually, I have an interview for Vedanta tomorrow.
Mhm.
So I asked a couple of people. They are saying that they ask more from work experience. Yeah.
No, they would not ask.
It's not like anything. Nothing like that is there.
No,
No.
no. In
Sonal
fact,
ma'am was IDT head in Vedanta
so
before joining DCC.
no questions from the work experience. A bit like the honest thing is that everything depends on the panel, like which person coming for the interview, for taking the interview. But if we go for the policy according to the company, for CMAs they will ask more technical questions in which you are good enough, not from the work experience. And whatever the work experience you are mentioning in your CV, you are giving quite good answers about that, so that is okay.
And you have
Otherwise
written-
they won't go deep. They won't go deep in work experience.
And you have written intern experience, just change it to work experience, है ना?
Yes.
ये resumes में थोड़ा सा correction कर दो.
Okay.
बाकी you'll be selected in Vedanta, don't worry.
Okay.
Okay?
Thank you.
चलो.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Bye.
Bye,
Bye.
sir.